In yesterday's video, we talked about all of the announcements for the Gundam card game that were unveiled during Bandai Card Games Fest in Dallas. Well, today, I've got my One Piece judge shirt on because it's time to talk about the One Piece news that was unveiled during Day 2. And there was a lot of information that we are going to be going through in this video. So sit back, get comfortable, and let me take you through it. My name's Ben Fitzpatrick, I'm a TCG caster, and that means I just love talking about them. So let's do that right now. But before we go ahead and get into today's video, if you do enjoy this video, please be sure to go ahead and drop a like rating on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like I know over 80% of the people that watch my videos have not done. If you're coming back on the regular and you enjoy the content, you might as well subscribe. It's completely free to do so, and it helps me out a ton with the support. We are trying to get to that 200 subscriber mark by the end of September. While you're down there as well, be sure to drop a comment down below with what you think of all the updates and information that we are going to get here today, and check out my link tree, which is in the video description, where you can find me on other social platforms. Yes, it's literally at the time of recording this video, the next day after Bandai Card Games Fest in Dallas has concluded. Mono Green Zoro was the winning deck of the finals, but we got some pretty interesting decks making it in towards the top 8 and top 32. I think there was a Katakuri that made it all the way to top 8. I think Enel made it into top 16. So, real wide and varied format that we are in at the moment in OP12. But as you can see by the image on your screen, we're not going to be in the OP12 format for too much longer, because PRB2 is just around the corner, a couple of weeks away now, with an October the 3rd release date. None of this here for PRB is necessarily new information. I just figured we'd start with this here because it's a nice and easy starting point. I'm also going to have a video coming out this week that are going to be talking about these in particular. The fact that we are getting brand new super rare cards in PRB for the first time as well. And some of these cards are very, very good indeed. So we'll come back to these cards later on this week, so be sure to subscribe for that. Hit the notification bell as well, so you're sure that you do not miss it. We've also, of course, got these gorgeous SP cards and alternate cards that were being shown off in person by Shun on stream. These look absolutely amazing. Gold Dawn, of course, which we've also had an indication from a member of the community that it looks like that God Pack Gold Dawn are going to be obtainable in the English release of PRB 02. PRB 01, we obviously had the manga God Packs. There is only the one manga in this set, which is going to be the 9-cost Sanji. So to potentially make up for it, God Packs are going to be Gold Dawn. So that's really, really cool indeed. Speaking of stuff that's really, really cool, it's time to talk about the next mainline expansion for the One Piece card game, OP13 Carrying on His Will. We got the English trailer getting showcased in the stream yesterday, revealing all of the leaders: Luffy, Ace, Sabo. We've got new Bonnie as well, with some new Egghead cards. I'm very interested and hopeful that Egghead makes a return onto the major stage in the format here in the West. We've got Goldie Roger, of course, coming to the game as well, with the Wanted cards making their way back. Shanks as the anniversary card, and then all of the different manga-style treatments with the three brothers, Sabo, Ace, and Luffy. And of course, we can't talk about OP13 without talking about Emu himself. One of the decks that I am definitely looking at piloting in OP13, because it gives me kind of Vinsmoke Reiju kind of vibes, if you know what I'm saying. Kind of, get the elders in the trash, play out the 10 cost like you would for Judge in the old days of Insmoke Reiju, and litter the board out with the 5 Elders once again. There is the super rare, and there are the 5 Elders themselves. St. Shepherd Jupiter, Nusjuro, Saturn, Walkery, and St. Mars as well. We also have the release date for OP13 that was unveiled. Here are the alternate art treatments that are designed by the JJK mangaka Akutami Sensei. These look absolutely amazing. But here is the info that you're really going to want to know. The release date for OP13, Carrying on His Will, is the 7th of November, 2025. Which means, for those of us here in Europe, the first event that OP13 is going to be legal in is the Edinburgh Regional Championships, as long as there's no delays or anything. I am signed up to play in the Edinburgh Regional Championships, and I signed up knowing and thinking in the back of my mind that there is a very real possibility that it's going to be an OP13 event. I'm not sure I was quite prepared for it to be the first OP13 event, though, in Europe. Of course, this is all kind of just based on this being released on time as well. If there's any delays to the release of the product, that certainly could affect any kind of legality for that event. But I'm definitely going to be after testing OP13 over the next couple of weeks and month or so in preparation for the Edinburgh Regionals. I think Emu and Roger are the 2 leaders that are on the forefront of my mind. I might experiment with Vegapunk a little bit as well, with all the Egghead support that is coming in the set to help funnel for Bonnie. Vegapunk just looks like, if you're playing Egghead, you might as well play Vegapunk for me. It makes a lot of sense. So, of course, this is all part of the 3rd anniversary celebration here, which we've been having a little bit of information being revealed about over in Japan, but that can always be a little bit different when they transfer over before we get to that global synchronization next year. So, obviously, it's going to be kicked off by the release of OP13, which the treasure rare for the set is going to be Mono Blue Luffy from OP11. Bit of an interesting one to choose as a treasure rare. I understand the desire to make it a Gear 4 Luffy, with this having kind of a Dressrosa style feel to the brothers, especially Sabo being kind of where he is when he comes back in Dressrosa. Luffy as well. It's kind of that sort of era of the arc to learn about the backstory of the brothers and those sorts of things. This one, however, I mean, it's a card that's not played at all. So I think this is a bit of a miss, in my opinion. But I don't think there are too many other Gear 4 Luffys that you could realistically use as a treasure rare. You can't use the secret rare, because I don't think that's ever been done before. I don't think that there's a super rare. There is a super rare that's been a treasure rare before, actually. Zoro Juro, which was obtainable in the starter deck for Purple Luffy. So you could have used the OP04 Mono Black Luffy that can double attack. But considering that's going out of rotation very, very soon, I imagine that they wanted to choose one that was future-proofed enough. So I think that's probably where the reasoning has lied in here. You could have also maybe picked Sabo as a treasure rare card. That could have been cool. The OP12 Sabo, the yellow one, could have been a cool choice. But Luffy, safe choice. He is the mascot. He is the icon of One Piece as a franchise. So there is your English treasure rare. Of course, we're getting these different versions of the manga artworks as well. The red super alt arts is what they're calling them, which were shown off in person in English. These look absolutely amazing, and I am already resigning myself to the fact that I am never going to hold one of these cards in person. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. I have broken my manga curse as well after having pulled Trafalgar Law a couple of weeks ago or a month or so ago. So you never know, the mangas very well might start to flow in the next anniversary. Goldie Roger, of course, is finally here. This leader looks very, very scary. 5 life, 7k base. Yes, it's a 5k base until you get to that 10 Don, but the idea of just aggro ramp up to 10, all of your characters in the Roger Pirates archetype get you the extra Don in some way, shape, or form. So it seems like it's going to be a deck that can be very easily achieving that 7k base. Wanted posters are back as well. I love the Wanted poster artworks. I think they are incredible and in perfect theming with One Piece in general. Emu as well. Very, very scary card with the 5 Elders making their debut into the One Piece card game. As I've said before, that's the leader that is on the front of my mind to play in OP13. As here are the alternate versions of the 5 Elders in person as well. Akutami Sensei has done an amazing job on the artwork of these. They look absolutely terrifying. So that is the release itself. But you can see here that we're going to have a pre-release window. As opposed to having the release events that we have done, there's going to be pre-release. And that's going to be kicked off with a treasure pack campaign. Yes, these red alt treatment artwork cards were going to be released and being released over in Japan, but we are getting them as well as an exclusive special Luffy card that is going to be inserted into randomly these campaign treasure packs. You have to buy a box of OP13 to be able to get one, similar to the Dash packs when they were released with OP10, I believe it was, that had the illustration box alt arts in them, the Boa Hancock, the Nami, the Yamato, and the Black Maria. It's going to be a similar kind of idea and vibe to those. We're going to get 3 cards in that pack, however, at a total of 8 types. So you're getting just under half of the collection in just one pack, with one of them potentially being this alt version and this prize style version of the Starter Deck 21 Rush Luffy as well. Very, very happy that we are getting these cards because they look absolutely amazing. Things that also look amazing as well are the participation cards for the pre-release event in the 3rd anniversary. You're going to be getting, obviously, your traditional common and uncommon pack, as you do from every pre-release or release event, but we've also got a special pack of the 3 brothers stamped with the 3rd anniversary logo. It's going to be Starter Deck 1 Luffy, OP07 Blocker Ace, Odyssey Sabo, which I am so happy for, having been a Lim player, and a 3rd anniversary version of the Rainbow Luffy leader as well. The participation pack is going to be random. You're getting 2 cards per pack out of the potential 4. However, the winner is getting 1 of each of the 3 character brothers in foil and winner treatments as well. So get yourself down to your local game store and to a 3rd anniversary event to try and get yourself a hold of this card set. I know I definitely will be looking at trying to pick up the Sabo in one way, shape, or form. I'll be happy whether it's just the regular version, but it's always even better if you could show off some Winners Bling. Speaking of Winners Bling, Treasure Cups are here in November as well. These are predominantly being held online in North America and other regions. Us in Europe, we don't get online events anymore, and I know a lot of members of the community are desperately asking for online events to come back, especially with the unveiling of what is a top 4 prize for the first time in One Piece card game competitive history. My opinion, though, however, is that I unfortunately don't think that online events are ever coming back to Europe. I think that the general kind of assumption on them and the mentality around them has kind of gotten a little bit too far gone. So I think the closest that we are going to be getting as either side events in regionals or maybe some one-day offline events here and there. We'll obviously have to keep an eye out for official unveilings as time goes on. But our prize cards for them are going to be OP12 Luffy for the Rayleigh deck as top 64, Tashigi as top 16 for Zoro, top 8 is going to get the Punk Hazard Sanji from OP10, and top 4 is getting a form of prize card that we have not seen since the very first events in competitive card game history. It is going to be a serialized leader card. Roronoa Zoro is a world's first out of 600 top 4 prize card for the November Treasure Cup. This is insane, honestly. To have it at such a low print rate as well, out of 600, for it to be one of the most represented leaders in the game right now, which also does look like it has a little bit of play and a little bit of joy in the OP13 format as well. This is an incredible move by Bandai here, and hopefully they are going to be attainable and reachable for us here in Europe, as well as those all around the world as well that maybe aren't having access to online events themselves as well. But huge news and huge reveal coming out of Bandai Card Games Fest. And the reveals and news don't stop there, because store treasure cups we saw are also going to be coming back in November in a very limited time period. These are just going to be lasting for a week between November the 21st and November the 30th. Top 16, if you have a 64-player cap, is going to walk away with a Black Gold Don card. These are really, really cool. I love these. Top 4 is going to be walking away with the Tashigi as well, similar to the online treasure cups, but a little bit less sort of prize card and foil artwork treatment. And the winner of the store treasure cup events is going to be getting a unique prize card in the OP13 secret rare 6-cost Sabo. Really, really cool here. I like the artwork on this card as well. It almost sort of gives me Odyssey / Pirate Warriors vibes. If you've ever played the Pirate Warriors game series, it gives us that kind of like highly rendered texture kind of design here, which I think is really, really cool. And this card looks really interesting as well, particularly for Red Black Sabo that's coming out in OP13. So a unique prize card that we have got coming to those store treasure cups. So get practicing already, even if you're not signed up to a offline regional for OP13. So that's a lot of news already, right? A lot of cool new card reveals, a lot of cool new events being teased, and you'd think that that was initially it, right? Well, that's where you're wrong, because we got a world's first and a confirmation of some info that had been leaked by distributors a couple of months ago. And that is regarding the next expansion for the One Piece card game. OP14 will have EBO4 cards included in the expansion. That's right, we had an idea and it had a little bit of a leak from distributors that OP14, which is apparently going to be based around the 7 Warlords of the Sea, is going to include green, blue, and purple cards from EBO4. And this is just coming as well in the wake of EBO3 kicking off its reveal season over in Japan, the Heroines set that's going to be focusing on all of the strong female characters that are in the One Piece universe. EBO4, we have no idea. We have no idea what, if any, kind of theme around it as far as I'm aware. We just know that it's going to be green, blue, and purple that are going to be coming here. And then my assumption is that we're then going to see red, yellow, and black coming in OP15, which, according to early distributor leaks and announcements, is going to be themed around Sky Pier and have some first ever debuts for characters as leader cards as well. So the future looks very, very interesting and exciting indeed. We also have this roadmap to close us out through the end of 2025 with PRBO2 and the Learn Together deck being released in October. November being absolutely stacked with OP13, the Devil Fruit 3 being released as well, Trafalgar Law's Surgery Fruit, the Treasure Campaign with the pack, 3rd anniversary event, Treasure Cups and Store Treasure Cups, and then December, the European Finals being held at Bandai Card Games Fest in Dusseldorf, and something that is apparently to be announced as well. So a lot going on in the One Piece card game to close off 2025 and into 2026 as well, as we inch closer and closer to first rotation and global synchronization as well. So that's everything, I think, covered from Bandai Card Games Fest in Dallas. So now it's over to you. Let me know down in the comments below what your reaction is to all of this news and the leaders and decks that you're thinking of playing in OP13 when it releases at the start of November as well. While you're down there leaving a comment as well, if you did enjoy this video, please feel free to drop a like rating on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more One Piece card game and other TCG related content. Like I teased earlier and said, we'll be coming back to PRBO2 this week as well, to talk about and break down all the new super rare cards that are going to be coming from this set, because there are some really, really good ones that are going to be released, and break down exactly what they do and what decks they are going to look to strengthen. But until that time, that's going to do it for this video. So thank you once again for watching, and until the next time, we'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.